Hello, Internet. How's everybody doing?
What?
Uh,
The internet's here.
I know the
I didn't
internet's here,
invite them.
and we have TikTok here. So, hi, TikTok. You'll
Oh,
only be able to
TikTok.
hear me
oh,
because,
I'm
Double
not
internet.
cool enough to. I'm not cool enough to be on TikTok. That's a problem.
No, absolutely not.
I'm not sure my generation is allowed
Flurpy.
to be on there.
Ready to release the thicken? Oh, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking
I
of
hate
which,
all of you so much.
No, you do not. You love us.
speaking of which, we have a couple of announcements, but a very special one is we have our first merch item available. It is our, I don't know if you know this about Nerd House, but you should have been there, design. Right now it's just on a v-neck for both male and female or non-binary friends. And we also have a fun little coffee tumbler with all of the hashtags that our very, very dear friend Steve's Creative has been compiling over the course of months. Some of which are hilarious, some of which I don't remember saying, but that's a thing. So
Those are always the best ones.
yes.
Wait a minute. Did I really say that?
So those items are available over at Streamlabs. Oh shit! I should know this. It's my merch store. I should pull that up, huh? Just so I can steer people correctly. You would think. No, I don't want the dashboard. Oh my god!
We're
Stop
professional.
it.
It's fine.
We are professional. So
What?
professional.
Supposed to rehearse.
Who took?
Practice this.
Who made that decision?
All right.
Also, who
merch
came up
store.
with the hashtags on the Nerd House Twitch?
Those were just the hashtags that were on there.
Just wondering.
Oh, go figure. Hold on. Wait. It is Cujo
Yeah,
Plays
those
Games,
two.
merch.streamlabs.com/Cujo Plays Games, I believe. There we go. Streamlabs.com/Cujo Plays Games/merch. That is where you can find all of the items that we have uploaded there. You also see some of the stuff from my own personal channel. This is just the easiest way for kind of us to put stuff up there. So yeah, definitely go check it out. As always, we're going to give some shout outs to Monument Studios. It is Hollywood grade ambient music, as you can hear in the background. They have gigabytes worth of music and audio files for you to use for your tabletop games, or if you play online like we do. They're fantastic, they're super nice, and if you use code NERDHOUSE15, you get 15% off of your order. So definitely check them out. We want to give a shout out to Foundry Tabletop. As you guys know, it is our virtual tabletop of choice for our Wednesday night shenanigans. It works with any system that you could pretty much think of. If there's an online module for it through their website, you can apply it to your game. It is a one-time purchase, and it is very customizable. So definitely check them out. Big shout out to Sirenscape for being our soundboard of choice. Combining Sirenscape and Monument Studios has been a blessing. I'm an audiophile. I like ambient stuff, so definitely check them out. Also, Brian, don't think I haven't noticed that you've been just smashing the like on the TikTok live. And also huge
Right,
thanks
1.1.
1.1.
Guess I'm gonna open it now.
Oh,
Just sit here.
Yeah, instead of watching Mando, we're gonna sit. You guys are just gonna sit and
Yeah.
smash the like on the TikTok. I like it.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. One.
Also, what was I saying? Oh, big shout out to Hero Forge. Hero Forge is an online miniature creator. If you are a tabletop RPG fan like the rest of us and want to make your own customized mini, Hero Forge is the place to go. They have a crazy awesome software. It's all web-based that lets you create the character of your dreams or nightmares. With a huge community out there that's specialized in advanced posing and all sorts of things, you can really make whatever character you would like to make. So, big shout out to them as well. I don't think there's anything else.
No, I think we're good.
Cool. One of these days, I'm gonna just message you guys and be like, "Hey, you guys do all of these." But when last we left our intrepid heroes, they had successfully infiltrated and made contact with a resistance group inside of Delita, the capital city of what was once a beautiful queendom. They had arranged with the queen, after finding her hideaway and some of her agents, that one of the individuals they were hoping to save and rescue was going to be assigned to do some additional reconnaissance to give you guys as much more information on Skin Gorger, the undead dragon, and the inner security of the castle itself that he is said to reside in. At the same time, that very evening, you found your meeting place, which is an old temple to the Carbuncle, and made your way back to the tavern for a night of rest and a day of preparation the next day. During the night, however, Arsinoe was visited by somebody, seemingly a citizen of Delita in some fashion, who had warned that continued resistance against the Whispered Horde would only create more chaos and cost more lives. Arsinoe, in a fit of, I will say, blind rage, had fought off this strange, invisible personage who had disappeared into the night, vowing that the only way for things to get better is to remove the evil instead of letting it sit and fester. Also, that evening, I believe Ranulphus had done a little bit of scouting on the consistent patrols that go throughout the night.
Yes.
Malice had been visited by one mad jester during her watch. Seemingly in a sort of vision dream sequence. She was, oh, thank you, Unspeakable Tina, for the subscription. I see you. I wonder who that could be. Oh my god. You are muted.
I'm a terrible person,
Well-
and I just realized that I hadn't done that. So
No, it's
You're
fine.
not a terrible person.
I'm a
but we
terrible
appreciate
person.
all subs.
I am a terrible person and thought I did that years ago, and apparently no. Let me bring up the stream. Hey, that's weird. That button isn't that.
Isn't buttoned.
Yeah, why is that button there? That's stupid.
So weird. It's like purple and says subscribe on. Oh,
Would you say that it was unbuttoned?
Ooh, we
that's
can only
for
do that after
Decisions and
hours.
Dragons After Dark.
Mhm.
In this vision that Malice had been granted, she got to see her home as it was prior to the Whispered One's invasion. However, it was made clear that Kefka had just been investigating some of her memories, having admitted that he has access to an ability that lets him explore the concept of memory itself. In this, he had constructed a theory that this realm and another had slowly begun merging together due to some unknown circumstances, based on a theory of one Glorious Gilmore, having been a citizen of Biven for a number of years and then mysteriously disappearing from the pages of history. No signs of death or any such theories, or any such events having been accessible. This theory was also applied to Malice's sister. Revealed that when the fall of the Feywild began, Malice's parents seemingly made an agreement with an entity to take care of the younger sister. Malice was awoken from the vision and looked up in the sky just as there was a little bit of a break in the clouds in the middle of the night and saw one of the stars disappearing from sight. Lastly, Chio and Kanbei, her bear companion, friend, acquaintance. I leave that for Chio to decide.
They're friends.
They're friends, totally. Had ventured to the pile of
Minion.
undead minion.
Poor Kanbei.
Had ventured to the pile of bodies that Kanbei and Hattori had been collecting of the undead that they have ambushed and subsequently murdered, with the intent of doing a little bit of research. That their Boykin, in a moment of genius, had theorized that there had to be some sort of network if there was a central necromancer in the city that was able to keep all of these undead functioning properly. The two of them retrieved an undead troll, ogre, that was it, and brought it back to the party for some rather disgusting autopsy work, where they discovered a folded piece of paper, it seemed. And after a little bit more investigating, they found that the paper was not paper at all, but dried skin. And upon it was written, it seemed, a welcome letter to the Book of Vile Darkness. And that is where we will begin tonight. I believe it was Arsino. Who had the mage hand? Was it Arsinoe? No, it was Flip. Your mage hand still holds this unmarred, somewhat disheveled piece of flesh with its inscriptions before you.
I think it was Arsinoe that was reading it.
Yeah.
So Chio and Renalphus are inside, right?
Yes. Chio had specifically stepped inside, if I recall, because she didn't want to
Started
witness
rooting around
the,
in bodies.
Yeah.
So while I'm holding it with Mage Hand, I'm going to send a message to Chio. Only because Renalphus gets mad and he scares Flit. Miss Chio, you and Mr. Renalphus might want to come outside. We found something. You can respond to this message.
Sneak that in at the end. Always at the end.
Is that technically, that's telepathy technically, correct? Or is it, no, what is sending?
I actually used message.
Oh, it's
Oh.
messaged. Okay. I just wasn't sure if she was gonna allow your message through or not, because she's an a-hole.
She screens calls.
She does. She's like, I don't know. But no, she will, realizing that it's you at the very least, she'll perk up and call for Renalphus and say, I think the examination is over. We should probably join them.
Yeah.
Does Boyd get inside too? Still?
No, Boykin was out with us.
I'm
Morgan
out
was
here.
out with us.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember.
Because
I
apparently I
couldn't remember
can
if he
hear
was still
you.
behind the bar.
With his bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just spitting out wisdom.
It
Okay.
You should get
also
drunk more
breadcrumbs,
often.
but mostly wisdom.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I think you should drink more often.
Good
Good ideas.
Are
deal.
Hattori or Kanbei in the main area? Either one or both.
Kanbei has returned to the main area. He has dropped his disguised self and is sneakily like around the corner with a towel trying to clean off the leftover mess from carrying the dead creature across town. Hattori is still positioned on top of the tavern, just for safety as they look out.
Then she'll just tell Kanbei, just keep an eye out.
Oh, yeah, okay. Definitely. I just got one more. It kind of soaked into some of my robe, so I'm trying to kind of bring it out, and I don't want to make too much of a mess. But I'll keep a lookout.
I'm sure there are washing facilities that you could use in the building. Just give us a moment and Please use them once I get return. Thank you.
Oh, will do.
I thought you were gonna stop at once. Please just wash yourself.
Please,
Just once.
What do
For
you
I
me,
love how it like becomes
For all
more
of us.
pleading as it goes. Please, just please.
Just once.
What do you mean cleaning facility?
What is this clean?
Well, I can't just wait for rain. We don't know when it's gonna rain next.
Jesus. But she'll head outside after making sure that the boys are watching.
Okay.
yeah, and I follow just all of the worst case scenarios of what trouble could they possibly have gotten into.
Possibly a new word. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mage Hand is holding the skin page, and
And Renalphus is not disappointed.
There is an ogre. It is, well, has
A-
been,
Dead ogre that's been just like
yeah,
cut
Actually-
like
open.
eviscerated.
It's a
Quick
troll.
note: the moment that the page was removed, whatever stasis the body was in ended, and you guys watched as it basically molded and dissolved before your eyes. Now,
Oh yeah, it like almost
Some-
turned to dust.
some rot coats the bones that was once where the ogre had laid.
Start to sweep those up. Just into a nice pile. Gotta put it. I mean, you can't leave a bunch of bones in the stables.
Oh my god, you can't just leave bones in the stables.
I'm just saying it's really rude. I wouldn't make Arsinoe's family have to.
It's
Deal with
2023. You
that.
can't just leave bones in stables.
Not other people's houses. Gosh, guys.
God.
Anyway,
No one
Rude.
Were
teach
you
manners?
born in a barn?
Yeah.
I'll look at Chio as they come out. I can't exactly read it, but Arsinoe was reading the words off of it. It's from some book.
Speaking of which,
Mhm.
hey Arsinoe, make me a wisdom save,
Yeah.
bro.
Uh-oh.
I'm supposed to be good at those.
Uh-oh.
What'd you get?
Yay!
Don't you get like a bonus from
Did it?
being near Malice?
You,
It's
That's
a
true.
plus
One's a
now it's a
one.
+9,
you also get a +4
Okay.
from me.
but it's
So
okay.
+9,
So
13.
13, 14.
That is
But still a
unfortunately
one.
not. That is not going to be satisfactory.
I'm supposed to. You go in.
I thought you saged those before tonight.
No,
Oh.
I didn't.
Well, what
Arsinoe.
did you learn?
I have to go to the wood shop down the street this week.
As you finish reading,
Uh-oh.
you feel your perception shift. You blink, and suddenly you are speeding through the streets. You have no arms or legs. Your just perception is speeding through the streets like a maze. And you get closer and closer to the castle. You feel wind whip by, but there's no skin. There's nothing that's impacted. You're just careening through the streets towards the mammoth castle that you know Skingorger is waiting. You feel all of a sudden as you approach, your perception dive into the ground, deeper and deeper, until you come upon a very roughly hewn cavern where you can see the mammoth undead form of Skingorger curled up on the ground as he appears to be tearing into his most recent kill, a horse that has been completely bisected, and he is just gnawing on the top half. However, your perception does not go directly towards Skingorger, but instead turns, goes to a small little alcove next to where the dragon rests. and you see the strange appearance of that humanoid, that Shadar Kai, that you had recalled from earlier. He's standing at a book, and as he does, his hand is positioned over, and the runes on the pages are glowing with the same green energy that you see in all of the undead in Delita. His eyes are closed, he's not even looking at it, but you see the pages slowly flip, and you recognize some of these pages. Looks like they are similar to the one you just read from. And as you just have enough time to take in this sight, you see the figure's eyes open and look directly at you. Interesting. And you immediately snap back to your position on the street. You are going to take... Doop 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 doop. Where's my other... Oh. 22 points of psychic damage.
Fuck.
Also, as an additional effect, as reading from the Book of Vile Darkness, however small your passage was, you're going to have disadvantage on wisdom saving throws until your next long rest. As you just kind of feel, as you snap back into your body, you just feel, the only way I can describe it is like smoke in your mind. Like just something's there.
It kind of like we were like crouching over the remains, and it just kind of like knocks her back, and she like falls back on her ass and just like tries, like, kind of moves away from the page and the mage hand, dropping it, and just backs up against the alley wall behind her.
Or sit away. During this time when she was having visions, how long was that for the rest of us?
You saw her focus and you saw her eyes moving along the inscription. There was a point where you saw her eyes stop moving. It only lasted for maybe a couple of seconds before she then gesticulated physically as if something threw her back.
Okay.
That was not good.
Somebody care to explain what the
Alright.
fuck's going on out here?
Please?
I just, it felt like it had sucked me, the page, it had felt like it sucked me into some void, and I was, and she like is struggling to kind of like try and articulate what happened. I saw the castle like I was looking at it through a lens. And then I saw the Shatter Kai with a book in the same place as the dragon. And then the Shatter Kai saw me. I think he knows that we have found his secret.
Well, there goes our element of surprise then.
What precisely was he doing there?
It looked like a, and she'll point to the page. It looks, he was reading from a book that was made of that.
Damn it. She was really curious. She gotta reach for it. She doesn't know. She doesn't know.
Okay.
Fuck.
Boykin, you're doing this.
A question. I don't really know how magic works too much. I know I'm kind of starting to learn a little bit, but i- is there any way we could re- reverse this magic, where it's maybe one of you hired magic users could maybe take control of all these undead?
Like, take out, not kill the undead.
Since they're no, not necessarily kill them. Maybe use them to our advantage.
Use the book that this individual was using?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really know what we're looking at exactly, to be honest, but
Well, none of
it
us
does
do.
look terrifying. And judging by the looks on your faces,
It's made out of skin.
it is terrifying. Yep, caught that. Caught
I'm
that.
still trying to piece together what the fuck you guys did.
As Renalphus says that, Chio, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw with advantage because of your ring.
Be right back.
Do
You
your
probably
thing,
get a
honey.
+4.
In that case, 17.
Okay. With a 17, the moment your fingers touch this page, you hear the voice of your father in your mind. Let it go. Let it go. Do not touch it. There's something incredibly powerful emanating from that.
Immediately drops it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, that's all you experience.
What precisely is this? She just points at it this time.
Well, Miss Flit pulled it out of the ogre. It was there was a glowing something.
It was keeping it
Animated and somewhat not, and to point to the pile of rotten bones. It seemed to be keeping it, I don't know, keeping its form or something. And the thought was that maybe some of the other undead in the city are controlled similarly.
And do you want to try and take control of them?
Oh, I definitely don't want to do that.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if that's a good idea. It's an idea.
I feel like that might be maybe, it'll be plan A and plan B and plan C. Like maybe that's like plan P or something. If we get there and there's a bunch of raging undead going everywhere, I mean, we did talk about how get rid of this person, necromancer. You still have a bunch of undead in the city.
Ujo, is the page still glowing at all?
Sorry, I
What
need
is
Brian
happening?
I need Brian to get out of my head. The moment that Tina said Plan P, I knew exactly where Brian's brain was gonna go, and I started laughing, and he hasn't said a thing.
Oh, I turned my brain off. I've just been sitting here like,
Got it. The page, make a perception check.
Plan P.
16 plus a number. 22.
Thank you. Thank you for explaining how skill checks work.
Yes.
As you guys have been standing here, and as you've been sort of apprised of what just went down, I should say, the glow has lessened. Now it just looks like around the edges. You know when you see a mirage on a particularly hot summer day? There's a little bit of that distortion as you look at, like, around the edges of this page.
But it's green.
Not as much anymore. You have noticed that when you came upon it, it did have a greenish glow that has since dimmed, but it's still got that little bit of distortion around the edges.
So, looking to the group, so is this what is causing that green glow in all of these patrols.
We think so.
We think.
And we think that the focal point of some kind of, controlling connection between the undead and whatever raised them.
That's the
Yes.
working theory?
Is it possible to, if we can't or don't want to, and personally I vote no, don't want to, seize control of that connection? Can we disrupt that connection? Looking at the cleric.
We did. That's kind of what was done.
Well,
I don't.
but the page
No.
still exists.
The page
Well,
still exists.
like-
We
Get rid of it.
Is there a
What do you
way to be
mean?
more efficient than eviscerating all of these undead one at a time?
It doesn't seem like there's a centralized point outside the book itself.
Yeah.
And that is currently, if what I saw is true, sitting next to the dragon and in the possession of the one who is fueling these undead in the first place.
In the dragon's lair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then I think our timetable just moved up. Because if something knows we're here and coming for it,
I
I
don't
would say let's go now, but I don't want to fight whatever that is plus the dragon at the same time.
know what the Shatterkai saw. I don't know if he saw me, if he saw. I was nothing. I was not myself. I was not physical. I was not anything. He could have seen a little ball of light, for all I know.
So we might know that someone
Someone picked apart a corpse.
and looked, or at least touched what was
Yeah.
in it, but maybe not.
But anyone could do that. A child could find a downed body and go rooting around in it. So unless
How many downed bodies
I
are
don't
there?
That's a terrifying image that you just put in my brain. Thank you for that, Sam.
Yeah.
Listen,
That's my next
I'm
character.
just saying, you can't
Timmy.
tell me.
Timmy, I double dog dare you to dive into the
Evans,
dead
yeah,
ass
okay,
body.
you can't tell me
Oh yeah.
that
Little
those
Timmy's a
fucks over in the
necromancer now.
slums have not picked
It's
apart
a-
one of these things yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my
You've
point.
never, when you were a kid, you were never
Yeah, they
walking
didn't
down the
pick at them with
street and
sticks.
and your friend never dared you to poke roadkill with a stick.
Oh, no,
This
no,
is
no,
just
no.
the fantasy version of that.
Let's be clear. The description that was given was not poke
Oh my
undead.
God.
It was take it apart. I've never walked down the street and been like, oh, there's a dead deer. Let me just reach inside.
Yeah, let me just
That
take
is why I
Clearly you're
said
not
that
a
this is the
taxidermist.
fantasy version
That's
of
true.
that.
That's true. That's very true.
But was the deer glowing? Because that makes
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
difference.
See?
I mean, it was
There's a
glowing, but I don't
difference.
think it was magic. I think it was just rot.
Well, the dragon you said is there right now,
Eating.
eating, and will fly out again tonight,
Supposedly.
supposedly. So the earliest we would want to go anywhere is tonight.
It's tonight.
We're supposed
any-
to meet folks though this evening.
If anything, I can imagine that the undead presence in town will be a lot fuller. More than likely. If the necromancer thinks that somebody jumped one of his puppets. That would be a cause of concern for me.
Although I guess it does beg the question of, I mean, if these bodies have been there for how long? I mean, this thing's been dead for, I don't
24
know.
hours a day,
Oh,
right?
it's already been dead.
Yeah.
But I think
Ish.
the difference is
Decommissioned.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just
Not
so-
serving, out of service.
I mean, do they know? They know somebody found something, but if they have that kind of reach, do they actually know when one of them goes down?
Well, that's the other thing. Did it really go down?
The
If
paper
we had
was still
left,
glowing, right?
if we had left them there,
Yeah, would have still.
I go back in the bar. I kind of like stumble up and go back inside. Hanbei,
Yeah. What's going on? I just finished finally cleaning out the stain. It's mostly gone.
oh good.
What's up?
Oh, good.
Oh good. When you and Hattori, you've killed, and like, there's no one in the bar, right? DM. It's just him. Like, I probably shouldn't come barging in here and start talking like a fucking
murder people.
murder
About all those
people.
people you
When you've been
murdered.
Batman in this town for a little bit, like I'm taking, so while you're playing Gotham Knights
Yeah.
in Delita,
Delete Knights.
Delita Knights.
Go ahead.
It's still early, so like I assume it's empty.
There's some of the regulars over at the bar, but they
Okay.
kind of know to block out some
Whatever's
conversations. Yeah.
So she'll keep her voice down and say, when you were out on patrol,
Yeah.
you've killed these things, right?
Yeah.
Before?
Yeah, it's typically, the ones that we go for are ones that are, isolated, kind of causing trouble for some of the people on the street, or in the off chance that they catch wind of our presence, then we kind of have to take them out.
Do you know that they stay dead?
I looked in our hideaway, and I didn't see any alive again.
But you counted? Like, you know that none of them got up and...
I didn't count per se, but
This is the wrong person to be asking. I don't know why I'm asking him.
You just kind of, I got a vibe that nothing was moved or changed from the last time I was in there. I didn't count because there's a lot in there.
Okay. Thank you. And she'll kind of like pat him on the shoulder. And head back out. And as she does so, I'll send a message to Hattori and ask him to join us in the alleyway. Should have gone for the brains in the first place. I don't know why I didn't.
You send the message and just glance up, and you just see Hattori, who's like in the middle of like scanning the horizon, looking as like determined and
Batman.
focused as possible. Yeah, he's Batmaning up there, and then
Batman.
you start sending the message, and he goes,
It makes her feel a little better.
"Yeah, I'll be right down." And you see him climb back inside, and a couple moments later, he steps out. Hi. That was creepy, by the way.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Join me?
Sure, yeah. Whatever you guys
I'll lead, keeping an eye out to make sure nobody's like really paying attention to us going into the alleyway. Lead him back.
Okay. You both step
Oh.
up there, and he's, okay. Apparently everybody's out here. That's not suspicious or anything.
For the
People-
first time, Renalvis just kind of like realizes that there's now 7 people just standing in this
Hanging
alley
out.
Just hanging out.
in a circle around a pile of bones.
Yep.
Whatever.
I think we should take this inside.
Not a bad plan. Just
What about
saying.
that? And she'll just point to the slightly glowing skin page.
I don't think I want that inside.
I don't want to know.
That doesn't look familiar.
No, I have no idea what that is. It looks gross.
It
You're
is.
not wrong.
It's skin.
Thank you. I was curious. Definitely not touching it. And he just turns and steps back inside.
No, but like, are we keeping it? Are we keeping the page? That are we gonna put it someplace?
Can we-
Do we perhaps have a vial, a jar?
Oh yeah, here.
Can we
You
put
have
it in a
laminator
jar?
spell?
We should laminate this
Boykin runs
page.
inside. Can I run inside, grab that shit liquor,
Yeah.
dump it, and then we can put it in there?
No, put it in the liquor.
Oh, put it in the shit liquor. I'm gonna put it in the
Shit
shit
liquor.
liquor. I'm gonna put it in the shit liquor.
I know you're saying it like Liquor, but it sounds like you're saying
It's
Licker.
Schlicker.
Schlicker. Love it.
Yes.
A new hashtag for the
But Joe,
chat.
how can you see how he's spelling it?
I
He's the DM.
I
he
can
sees
put two and two
all.
together. Also, hi Kitsune, how you doing? So you go back and get the bottle and you put the
Of shit
back in
liquor.
there?
Yes.
Okay.
Shit liquor.
Question for Boykin. Do
Oh,
you touch
yes.
the page?
With my mage hand. Yeah. You guys weren't expecting that. Because guess what? I have
don't have
mage
one.
hand.
You-
Yeah,
what?
because guess what? I don't have one.
It just this. This is your mage hand.
I have mage hand. I just recently got it as a, I think, as a feat.
For real?
Did you take magic initiate?
Oh, I thought you were fucking with us.
No,
Are
I
you
yeah,
serious?
thought so too.
this is how I'm gonna. This is how I'm gonna do it. So I am going.
Serious?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I have it as a cantrip now.
That's so
So
good.
I.
For cereal,
So
guys.
I don't think I said it to anybody. I'm like, oh, hold on, let me get that, and I cast it, and I just grab it.
The reaction that's happening right now,
Mhm.
that is the reaction in character.
Yeah.
It just kind of looks at him like, you took it out of my mage hand's hand.
Are you gonna have a mage hand fight?
Yeah, does,
I'm-
you know,
yeah,
I
I'm
like
more-
instructions.
more.
Right?
Come on.
Yes.
You know what? Just for fun, I need Flit and I need Boykin to roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier.
Oh, I don't know if I have one of those.
Does it? Okay, when you Jesus Christ,
How
when you
did,
took
how
your
did you come
feat-
upon this new ability?
is
Great
it magic
question.
initiate wizard or sorcerer?
Hold
Is it-
on. let me
Is it
look.
There you go.
telekinetic?
Telekinetic, I think, is the one. Yes.
Okay, if it's telekinetic, then
my
I'll
God.
say roll
It's
and
probably
add
the-
your intelligence modifier and include your proficiency.
I'm so excited for this.
18.
18. Okay.
For
20.
fuck's sake.
20.
you serious?
Oh my god. All right, you guys watch as this.
May I
hand-
please?
It yanks a little bit before it just like rips it out of the other hand.
And let me just, yep, and into the bottle.
Just
Shit liquor.
Just watch this piece of paper, not rolled up, just got like pushed and shoved. So you're just watching it like distort and get shoved into the bottle.
I should probably
A
label
little
that.
bit
I mean, it's
like
iron. It's an iron bottle.
So
a
funny.
little bit salty. Directs her mage hand to the ground and flicks some of the troll goo at Boykin.
Oh.
Ugh.
And I take my mage hand and kind of lift your mage hand up and like kind
Aw.
of give a little pat on the back, like,
Oh my god.
and go for a handshake
It's okay, buddy.
or a hand hug. Hand hug.
Oh, how nice.
All right, you place the demon page in the shit
I don't want to
liquor.
hear it. Scary face from the doorway.
Sometimes I really love D&D.
I'm gonna need, you know what?
But you
I
got
need
the
somebody to
creeper
clip
vibe.
that because I've always, I don't know why, Demon Page in the shit
In the
liquor
shit
is,
liquor.
is hitting me in a certain way.
That's such a good sum up of the entire game.
Is Brian
Sorry,
fully
you want a
broken
what?
right
I'll be right back.
now? All right.
It's just like, I would never have thought that would have been a sentence. I would have,
Nope.
or at all. So there it is.
Welcome
Or
to
like a thing
D&D.
you would have proposed. I
Stop.
mean,
Yeah.
this is the solution that you have
Oh.
we have decided upon. We are going to take the demon page and put it in the shit liquor, and hope that that doesn't cause more problems.
Probably will, but that's fine.
I'm just saying we need to
just
put a
gonna
label
preserve-
on the liquor, because if we accidentally
But
serve that to someone,
Don't drink.
yeah.
Oh.
I kind of.
don't-
How about this? I look at. Is the bartender there?
We're outside.
Yes. Pithend is still at the bar, and he sees you grabbing the bottle. Oh, come on, not again. I don't think I can do that.
Oh no, not for me. It's not for me. It's for the skin out here. And I'm like, I'll pay you for this bottle.
You say for the skin, and you see his eyes widen. You know what? I actually don't want to know. You do you. And he just fully turns and walks to the other side of the bar.
Yep.
But yes, you successfully secure a page from the Book of Vile Darkness in the iron bottle of shit liquor. What happens next, guys?
I am
You tell us
making
their
the case.
reaction?
I am making the case for all of us to just go inside.
Yes.
Okay, we follow inside.
Is there a place where we can take the giant pile of ogre bones, which I'm assuming are quite large, and like move them out of the way, since we just did this in the middle of the alley?
Put them in Coco's.
Coco,
Yeah.
Coco.
Coco did not seem very interested in the bones, at least when they were animated by the demon page.
No,
Coco-
that was mostly you.
Coco
It was
You try and
looks
give
at the
Coco the
bones.
bones?
Yeah.
Coco looks at the bones and like she extends one of her talons towards one of them and still got some of the gunk, and just like lightning fast, like a cat, like smacks it and just watches it go down the alleyway.
So not a Coco.
Is there a better place to put them? A disposal place?
We
that's
drop them down that
possible?
sewer grate.
Just throw them in the
Oh,
sewer
yeah.
again.
Where is the closest sewer grate? Smaller one that we could perhaps get
Just
to easily.
pop them down.
I'll say, well, you know what? High or low?
Low.
The closest one that you recall seeing was the one that you used to get into the city, and so it's about a block
That's
away.
far.
I scoop up the bones and I take them.
Okay.
Dump them into the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Along with the liquor.
Yeah, we should probably.
Yeah,
not
the
have
liquor
this.
into the bag of holding. But I'm not putting
There you
those
go.
bones in my bag.
Okay.
Standards.
I could just
Yeah.
firebolt them and turn them to ash.
Standards.
I don't have that spell. If you want me to hold it with my mage
Well,
hand,
before you
Nancy.
burn them, we should probably salt them, but okay.
Holy water.
Sure, that's true.
Holy water, I could do.
Could put
Do
that
what
in
you
the
need to do
liquor
and just
too.
Tell me when to light them on fire, I guess.
Kuja, that is a 14 for stealth. As I make my way
Make my way.
there and back.
Okay. You creep along the streets and whisk away the bones. And you feel pretty confident that nobody really keyed into what you were doing.
Okay, guys, I'm
Ah.
back.
Arsenoi will lead the whole parade up to one of the bigger rooms upstairs
Okay.
that she'll know will be deserted.
Okay. You pass by some of your family who sort of sees this entourage climbing the stairs, and they just sort of say hi but no to move out of the way so that you guys can continue moving.
The funny thing is, here I was worried about what my family would do to the adventuring party, not the other way around.
Mhm. You brought home bad influences.
Yeah, I did.
um,
Weird influences.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say you do find the biggest room. I'll say just for simplicity's sake, Kanbei and Hattori are both with you in this room.
If the plan is to assuredly go tonight, does your family need to leave immediately?
Well, we promised we'd get others out too. And realistically, I need time to prepare.
How long do you need to prepare?
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow? So tomorrow evening, we could. Is there any way
It wouldn't be ideal, but yeah.
Today we were planning on getting information from Marius, potentially.
Which could help us get in.
Which could help us get in. Also, if there has been a change to security,
And we'd be able to gauge it better.
Yeah.
The dragon is deep. Would I...
Deep?
Right? The vision took me down. I don't know the layout of the... I don't know the layout of the castle, though. But below. It was below.
Interesting. So once we get inside, we're not necessarily looking for a way into the center of it. We're looking for a way down.
Unless we lure it to the center. But who knows if center is even... there. But that's what Marius is trying to... Any information Marius can give us will give us at least a small percentage of a chance more. And I don't want to go running in and having risked his life and Julius's for nothing.
Is there something you need from us to help aid in your preparations if we do need to wait another day?
I just need time to prepare my spells. I need one to keep everyone safe. To cast it, and then we need an hour. It'll last 24, so we need to time it accordingly.
Kuja, what time is it now?
I'll say it's about midday.
Okay.
Were we going to... There was... Before the whole... That, we had talked about going through the city today. Getting actual eyes on what's going on out there. Was that still what we're gonna do? Or do we think...
I think it's still a good plan. We need to know the path to the puzzled pig.
Also, would be good, I guess, to see what we might encounter on the way there. And I don't know, this whole necromancer guy.
Feel nervous going into the castle and he's still around.
Be nice to have eyes on him. I would assume unless he stays there all the time. But
I don't know.
would he have to leave to control them? Or is that
Clearly.
something you can just do from one place and just kind of...
Kind of seemed like that's what he was doing. I don't know. It happened so fast.
Arsinoe.
Yeah.
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Why you gotta do that?
With disadvantage.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Welcome.
But you still
Thank
got
you.
a +4.
One of them was a nat 20.
That was like a reminder we have a quiz.
That's exactly, yeah, that was. Oh, great, a 2. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. No, that's a 9. 18, 21.
Okay.
22.
You feel that smokiness in your mind intensify for a moment, but you will yourself to keep it at bay and resist whatever effect it's going to have.
She turns a little green around the edge. Green at the gills, a little. That page is nasty, and I do not. Sorry, Boykin. That plan has gone to plan never.
Reading or looking or taking. Well, I guess taking is an option.
Even just touching that singular page,
Oh, I don't
something
mean like...
is happening. I can't imagine touching that whole book.
Oh, I was thinking just throw a bag over it and just scoop it up.
I mean,
It has to go somewhere. There are people I trust a lot less with it than the people in this room.
true.
Or we can just light it on fire. Seriously,
so
you're gonna be okay? You're
Yeah.
sure? Is there anything we can do to help?
No, I just might stick with you today.
Okay.
So the plan is, as I understand it at this point, that Arsinoe, you think that we can attack this necromancer tomorrow night, correct?
That's the soonest I would suggest doing it. But I also... Yes. There's something I want to do first, and I had prepared to do other things today.
Then I think we need to focus on getting your family out of the city tonight. And making sure that that is something that happens first. And whatever else happens, whoever else we can get out of the city tonight or tomorrow, hopefully us going after that necromancer is gonna be enough of a distraction for them.
Well, the queen could go with her family. There's no need to wait until we cause a distraction there.
How many can you get out tonight if you were to do it?
It's just a matter of... That's never been a matter of my magic. That's just been a matter of being quiet.
Would you doing... Does it have to be you? Or do you need that time to prepare for what you want us to have ready?
Really, I need rest before I can prepare that other spell. Unfortunately, I had something else planned today.
If you need to rest instead of sneaking around at night, Hattori and Kanbei could lead your family out.
Yeah, we're awfully quiet. We can make sure to get out safely.
Just give them directions.
Preferably specific directions. I don't do well improvising, but that's my burden to bear.
Bear.
I don't get the joke. Wait. No, I still don't get it.
Please tell me Hattori's just in the corner, just
Yes. Hattori, pretty much anytime the two of them are in a room and plans are discussed, he's permanently face palmed.
Flit whispers to him, "It's because you're a bear."
Oh! Thanks, Flit.
Oh.
if you two are comfortable with that, then I can get you directions
Okay.
to my route.
Hattori pipes in. Shouldn't be a problem. As long as... I mean, I have an idea as to how to draw people away from where we escaped from. It's not the safest bet, but we've dealt with worse.
What did you have in mind?
Given that I'm the faster one and more agile and stealthy, I attempt an ambush on the wall near the exit that we're going to be using to get your family out. Make sure that they chase me enough that it pulls their numbers. Kanbei leads the rest of your family out. After a certain amount of time, know that I have to ditch the creatures chasing me and follow suit. Should be relatively cut and dry.
And you've used this tactic before?
Yeah.
I think it would work. Yes, Boykin.
Like in character.
That's exactly what I did. Hey, just because everything is connected, you know that really fun piece of skin I just put in that funky fun bottle?
Yeah.
There's no way that necromancer could track us with that, is there?
That's very unlikely. It's in the bag.
Okay,
We should probably keep it in the bag, though.
sounds good.
I don't like that face. Using above table. Motherfucker doesn't need the piece of paper, a piece of skin anymore.
Yeah.
Because my
we've got a
dice
beacon.
betrayed me.
Yeah, Malice just became the literal beacon.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
No, not
Arsinoe,
me.
not
So
Malice.
the literal.
Way to go, Malice.
Yeah, really. What the fuck, guys?
Yeah. Why am I being called out on shit? I didn't do anything. I was just sitting here.
I was just sitting here.
Didn't you give me my +4?
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
making sure everybody else does well, and we're touching skin demon things.
Someone
and...
just launches a tirade against Malice, and then another person's like, "It was Arsinoe that did that," and they're like, "Oh."
She's probably already at that point.
Just
she's
start
probably...
bringing up example after.
like,
that was Arsinoe. No. Boykin did that.
That.
different divine person.
That's Renolphus's fault.
Are we all the same to
Yeah, what are we all the same to you?
I'm cleric. God.
Do you think all divine people know each other?
I don't know what
Can't
cult
just
meetings you guys
ask
go
if all
to.
divine people know each other.
It's not like we go to like a club or something.
Yeah.
Isn't that what your temple is?
Isn't that churches?
We don't worship the same God.
Do you though?
They're all the same in the end.
One meets in a bowling class. The other one meets at a bar where there's karaoke. It's very distinctly different activities.
It's actually
My
the same
next D&D
building.
character
God.
is gonna
It's just
be
two
a
different tweets.
cleric.
Yeah, it's two different
and,
ends of the same place.
My next D&D character is a cleric who worships bowling. Just the god of bowling.
The Big Lebowski.
The dude, yes.
So you're gonna play the dude.
Cleric of the dude.
What's the problem with this?
Anyway,
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we think that this individual would be able to track us in any fashion?
For all we know, he's looking through the hordes of undead, keeping an eye on everything.
I'm just saying if it could draw attention to this place
Which is why we should get them out as soon as possible.
and maybe get ourselves away.
Yeah.
Hattori says I can go start scouting a particular exit. We'll say that at some point, you guys explained how you guys got into the city.
I will draw like a map. I already have the map drawn to the safe house.
Okay.
On the other side, I do the city map to the sewer.
Okay.
And then like a rudimentary sewer.
Okay.
We're about to.
While you're doing that, I am going to write a report detailing. I will spare some of the more sensitive details, but just a general accounting of my whereabouts to be delivered to Fort Scar.
Okay. Another quick question. Are you letting the Queen know of this arrangement as well so she can join?
Yes. I will do another message.
Okay.
Because I told her I would let her know anyway. So she's
Okay.
expecting that. Why can't I find any of my spells on my sheet today?
I don't know.
Are you looking at the right?
Fuck.
Try Mage
God, I
Hand.
can
It's
Do
on
you have the right character up?
dndbeyond.com.
try the right character up.
Find your
It
spells.
would help if I
at
spelled message right.
DND.
Too didn't rename
it's
your message
sending.
spell like massage or something. did you?
Well, now I will because you gave me the idea.
Oh my god, you can absolutely rename spells.
Of course
you
Like
can.
you can, and I didn't know
Oh,
you could do
yeah.
that.
Oh, it's
I'm
great.
gonna change sending to like a tweet. The character limit.
Because it is.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I will. I will send her some sort of. I will send her a quick message of. Timetable has been moved up. We will be evacuating tonight. And then give her whatever details we decide on with the group on what time that actually is going to happen.
Okay. Do you want her to come to your tavern? Or do you want her to meet up with your group? Like,
Meet up with
as
the
they're leaving?
That.
Okay.
I think the tavern's going to be a bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get a response back. Understood. I will gather my equipment. I'm going to... Against Elgrin's judgment, I'm going to keep him in the city. So that he can be used in whatever task that is to come. I'll be on my way the moment the sun sets. Okay. Also, hi Holly Weird Paranormal. I see you in TikTok. Hello. Okay. Is there anything else you guys wish to do before night falls?
But you hit something? Did I
Oh,
interrupt you
I
on?
was just, no, you're fine. I was gonna ask if Hattori had left yet to go scout.
He is getting ready to leave.
Okay.
So if you want to say something, you could.
Yeah, just blow to the side and say, thank you for taking their family. They will have the queen of this land with them
Oh.
as well.
Oh. Got it. You see he immediately starts like smoothing out some of his uniform.
Though she is not our nobility, if we do take down the ruler of this land currently, I do not want a power vacuum to be opened.
Understood.
I ask that you keep her safe.
Of course. I will ensure her safety.
Thank you.
He will bow and then shuffle out of the tavern and out onto the street. to say this is where we're going to take our break. So everybody in TikTok and our Twitch, give us a couple minutes so we can rejuvenate, get some water, do the bathroom thing. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
And
If they're on,
It's
pee-pee
what's pee pee poo poo? It's called.
pee pee poo poo.
if they're on
pee-pee-
TikTok, they should come hang out on Twitch.
Yeah, speaking of which, TikTok, I am going to be
You're only
going
getting
off
half
of
the
live here
story.
in a moment. You are only getting the DM's perspective of this rather scary, spooky story. So, if you want to continue watching, check out Nerd House Tabletop on Twitch. I put the logo and the channel name up top, so definitely go give us a follow and tune in. But yeah, feel free to stop by. We love you. We appreciate you, TikTok. And I will see you guys later. Back. Okay, cool. I like that Brian was just smashing the like in the last seconds that I was live.
Those last few.
As for Twitch, give us a few minutes. We're going to play a little ad for Monument Studios, and then you guys can listen to some creepy music while we do our thing. So we will be with you in just a moment.
Yeah.
Good day. you
play that game. I do not care. The socks I'm wearing don't match. Sam's lucky they're the same fucking color.
Hi again, Internet. We've been graced with knowledge that there are an odd number of socks in Dustin's drawer, and it's killing me right now.
There's individual
Yeah.
socks.
Individual socks.
Yeah. There are 7 individual socks in my sock drawer right now, and not one of them matches any other sock.
Don't.
Which is why they're still in there.
It physically hurts me right now.
It hurts many things in me right now. Anyway. We return to our intrepid heroes. Brian, I see you. You were gonna say something else about socks. I fucking know it.
I was like, hey, Walmart, if you want to sponsor us, send us some free socks. I mean, we got you. I
We'll
love your
talk up
and
your
one socks.
Make sure we.
We got you. We're in
Multi-pack, 20
desperate
pack,
need.
20 pack. Give me those
Good
no
socks,
shows.
no-show socks.
That's right.
Ankle
Great.
socks.
With
all
the black
socks.
lettering. Easy to breathe, dry fit. Thank you.
What has happened? What is this?
It's our once a session plea to like random sponsors that we're
Random
hoping
sponsors.
to hopefully
Yeah.
one day.
What didn't we
That's
have one?
true.
What was last week's?
We do
What was
apologize, I
last
think.
week? Yeah, I forgot who.
I
What
don't
were
keep
we
track of
talking
that
about
stuff.
last week?
Yeah, who? Yeah, we were going. On
Somebody
know.
check the tapes.
So
Check the
Cheese
tapes.
or something like that.
I don't
It
know
could
what other
be.
sponsors you guys are looking for. I do all of the ads at the beginning.
Well, I don't know if you want to add propellant to the mix. It's refreshing,
Damn it.
delicious. Kiwi strawberry.
And then he does the
That is
sip
actually
too.
the best one.
Nerd House brought to you by Propeller.
All right,
Moon Cheese.
fake ads. I'm designating are
Moon
gonna go to Brian.
cheese. Propel moon cheese.
We cover
That sounds
Ooh.
like a fungus.
You got- Actually, back on the moon cheese thing, so I've upgraded to actually something good.
Something
Protein
good.
puffs are margarita pizza flavored, and they taste amazing. Twin Peaks ingredients.
I just want to reiterate, we are not sponsored by Walmart
Anybody?
Any of
or
these
Twin
We're not
Peaks.
sponsored by anybody,
Or
but if you
Propel.
guys want to,
Oh my god.
I'll eat
Swear to
all
God.
of these puffs.
You know, at this point, I'm just looking forward to when Court and Tina are in town and we can do this in person because we all know that Brian is going to bring us some Apple Jacks.
Yeah.
You're damn right I will.
I
I might bring
corn
some of
pops, please.
these.
Cinnamon
I think
Toast
you guys would like
Crunch.
these. These are great.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Hell yeah.
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 The taste you can see.
It is.
Before we
It is
continue to shill
activating.
It cuts
ourselves
up the roof
out
of your
to
mouth something
large...
fierce, but you can see
Yeah,
it.
big cereal. Okay.
Yeah. Help us out here, Kellogg's,
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
General Mills. General Mills.
So where we left off, the party.
Got 2 of them.
What
Good
are we
job.
doing?
Aha.
The party had come up with a plan to get Arsinoe's family, along with the Queen of Delita, out of the city and to her safe house. Kanbei was going to stick with that group and await a signal from Hattori. After Hattori essentially causes some trouble, draws some forces away from where they are escaping from, and then rejoins that party after they have escaped the city. Now, is there anything else you guys wish to do before that begins? Because that is supposed to be at nightfall.
Yeah, we'll have that and our rendezvous with the
Yeah.
Queen's people
Okay.
to get some extra intel. All of that's happening kind of at the same time, right?
Ish.
Ish.
Can I get some clarification, please? That bottle was just the cap iron?
The bottle itself is iron.
The whole
as
thing
well.
is
The
iron.
whole thing.
Okay. Duly noted.
Yeah, so no carbonated beverages in there. That's how you make a
You put the Mentos in.
yeah.
You put the Mentos in and watch it explode, and shards of iron hit everybody around it.
Yeah,
Really
it's how you
speaking
say
of wild commercials, right?
it's how you make a thing that I can't say or else we'll be demonetized.
Ah,
But it's a thing common in zombie survival games. It's got a flashing light and it beeps.
Okay.
A pager.
all right.
Make sure.
Couple quick questions to clarify.
Mhm.
Are you guys going to be directly assisting with this escape plan, or are you essentially kind of leaving it to Hattori and Kanbei to do so?
Are they going to need our assistance?
Hattori has
I
stated...
ask Hattori and
That's fine.
Kanbei
I'll
will...
say, given the severity and the tension involved in this, you guys are going to have consistent communication before you guys say, okay, this is it, this is what we're doing, okay? Hattori did state that he has no problem operating to draw the enemy by himself. Really, at the end of the day, if he could just get eyes away from the grate that you guys used to get into the city for just a few minutes, that should be more than enough time for everybody to move. So, if he basically says, I have no problem accepting help, but given the state of things, given what you guys are planning on doing, if you guys get spotted and you guys are planning an attack, it could pull more flack your way than it needs to.
I'm going to volunteer some aid, at least for myself, regardless.
Okay. How would you like to assist?
I am going to... If the plan is to cause a distraction to lead people away, I am going to hang back, and I am going to try and target the token force that stays behind.
Okay.
To make sure that, you know, if it's a patrol of 10 people and 6 of them go chasing after, you know, whichever one is doing the distraction, Frack, whatever their name is, I will stay back and I will try and, depending on the numbers, eliminate or by some other means subvert those left behind.
Okay. Okay. And how about the rest of you guys?
I'm going to... So, before they leave... So, I'm sorry, Dustin, you're gonna go with them?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them. To try and make sure that they get into the sewers.
Do we want to... And this will be before we meet up with the rest.
Yeah, this will be
The other meetup.
Yeah, I'm
Our
assuming
Senway's
that
gonna...
this is before you meet with Marius.
Yeah, our Senway's gonna go as well. Like an hour before we leave, she's going to cast aid on... How many times can I do that? I can cast that as many times as I want, right?
I believe so. Is that a cancer?
No, it's a second level spell.
You mean
It's
on
not
like on
concentration.
different? You mean on different people though, basically to
Yeah.
get a larger number? Yeah.
Yeah, to get a larger number.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're able to upcast it too if you want.
Yeah, it only increases the hit points.
Oh, not the
But
amount.
I could use a
That's
different.
what it is.
Yeah, it's not the number of people; it's the hit points. But I
Okay.
could use a higher level spell slot to cover more people. So let's do. Oh, fuck! How many do I have?
Which of your family is more important?
Shut the
If you
fuck
need,
up.
if you need
Which
help,
of your family needs the most help?
I mean, I can also aid today.
I was also thinking Hattori and Kanbei.
Yeah.
There are 12 total. I have to count everybody. 6. So I can get the family. If you can get Hattori and Kanbei.
I can. Yeah, I can.
If that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, yeah, I will cast aid on everybody. The family.
quick gander.
Am I gonna get aided?
I can get you in there too.
I just see the two of them look at each other.
Look, I ran
Yeah.
out of slots.
I can get 3, so I can do
Okay.
Hattori Kanbei in an office.
And
I mean,
then
that was mostly just a question.
I mean,
I
there's an
I
extra.
get 3.
You get an extra, yeah.
I got 3. There's no, I don't get an option. It's just you get 3
okay.
and
And then like maybe 15 minutes before we leave, I would like to ritual cast telepathic bond.
Mhm.
But for that, I want to do basically the adults in the room. So I guess the party would be 6. Let's do the party. The party, Hattori, and Dad.
Okay.
So that we have one in the group, Hattori, and then the rest of us can use it later.
Okay.
As needed.
All right.
That's what I do. In addition to helping escort.
Okay. I will say just a couple notes. As you deliver this news to the family, Eloise takes a heaved sigh and nods. Okay. On one condition. When we come back, you're alive, as are your friends.
That's my goal.
I need your word.
It is a big ask.
My word. Mom. I promise.
Pulls you into one of the tightest hugs. Just holds you.
Now you're back.
Galebra joins the hug, just with one arm, before he wordlessly steps away to a small chest in the corner of their room. You've seen this once or twice, but rarely have you seen him open it. He reaches inside, and you see he starts putting on armor. And he's got a I think we decided he's got like a bum leg or some old war injury.
Yeah, it's an old war injury.
He fully suits up in iconoclast gear and reaches in and pulls an object that you have seen only once before, and it was something Malice had found. She took it from that gnome merchant. You see a long rifle. Well, not long. You see like almost like a sawn-off shotgun-sized armament that he straps to his belt and then pulls a cloak with a hood over.
Wait.
Make sure that our family is kept safe.
Should we give him that?
If we're not gonna use it.
I'm not gonna use. I have no ungodly idea how to use that.
Are you referring to one of these?
Yeah,
We found one.
We found
actually.
one a while back and have just been kind of carrying it.
I unfortunately am quite an expert in knowing how those operate. If you don't have any use for it, I'm sure I can find one.
Pick it up and take it out.
Interesting. Old model. And he starts inspecting it. And then he runs two of his fingers along the handle and murmurs an incantation. You watch as some of the runes on the pistol light up. Very well kept. I will make sure it's put to good use in service of our family.
Don't do anything stupid.
I should be saying that to you.
I have to get it from somewhere.
Eloise is like, That's kind of cute, but please don't joke about that. Galbra, instead of a hug, he gives you one of these and just says, give them hell.
I plan to.
Harand wordlessly just approaches and gives you a hug too. Go see your fucking fancy safe house or whatever the hell it is. What did I call it? Forgot what I called it.
Something mean, I'm sure.
Yeah. But if it's yours, it's probably not too bad, so.
I'm sure it will be nice to have everyone there.
Well, you keep
Be
us
safe.
posted. Yo,
I will.
We'll get there. Just please keep us posted. You know, Mom's gonna lose her shit every second that goes by without hearing.
You will have updates when things happen. Please. And she'll like lean down, like in the hug, and lower her voice. Please don't let them do anything stupid.
I know. I won't let them be like you.
She'll kind of like gently, like very, very gently shove him away in a good-hearted manner.
He'll respond by flicking your nose. I gotta go check on the kids. You should probably say farewell to them too.
I will.
As you enter the room with the kids, you see that Peyton has taken it upon herself to take bits of the furniture and tie them to herself like armor, and she's got
Oh
a
my
table
God.
leg. I'll make sure to keep everyone safe. It'll be fun. Where's the tall one?
Which tall one?
The mean one.
I think he's preparing down.
One.
Yeah, which mean one? I think he's preparing downstairs.
Okay. Well, tell him that if I hurt more bad guys than he does, then he automatically loses the drinking contest that we're gonna have.
Okay.
Okay.
Deal.
Deal. And then you see her expression shift for a moment, and she just runs up and gives you a hug.
A hugger. This is like the time I'm starting to cast
Bullshit
aid.
talkers going down.
She just says, "Can you just be careful?"
I will be careful. You be careful too.
I will. And Hawks and Hicks just like not even saying anything, just run up and add to the growing dog pile.
And that hug will get the three of them in aid. And it's just like a soft glow from her hands for a moment.
Hawks and Hicks say, "It tickles."
Just stay close if you get scared. Stay near mom and dad or Kanbei, okay? He'll keep you safe.
Okay. You look to Arwell, who is assisting Sybil with getting her stuff together. Arwell is not as... It seems like this is a moment of lucidity for her. She's not as under duress, which is kind of bittersweet because then that means that her transformation into a Shadar Kai is completing. But you see she kind of goes down the list with Sybil. Okay, do you have a change of clothes? Yeah. Okay, do you have some of the food that we got? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna give you this. You have to promise that only in real bad scenarios you can use it. And you see Arwell pulls out a like basically a steak knife wrapped in some fabric. And Sybil nods and sort of tucks it away in her pack. Say goodbye to your sister. And Sybil kind of approaches quietly, but just holds you tight.
And I hug her.
And she doesn't say anything, but she just sort of takes in the moment, regards you, and then steps away. Arwell looks up. It'll be nice to see where you go, but
I think you'll like it.
it'll suck not having you there.
We'll meet up again. Whether it's there, or here, or somewhere in between.
Not gonna be scared. I refuse.
That a girl.
She approaches and gives you a hug too.
I hug her back. Don't forget to practice that magic.
It may have been over the last... Well, I didn't really sleep much last night, but we don't need to talk about that. It'll be fine. You see she's, like, physically trying to keep it together before she says, okay. Okay. You killed that fucking dragon. Oh, don't tell Mom I said it, but you know what I mean.
I fucking will.
She steps away and grabs her pack and slings it over her shoulder. Did I hear that we're traveling with a queen?
Don't tell anybody.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. She smirks and moves to join the rest of the family. Okay. Any other preparations you guys wish to make? Kithend is already by the door. He's already suited up. He's got a large coat with high collars that he's trying his best to like adjust so it stops falling off of him. But he says, I'll make sure we get there safe.
Good.
I also took all the bread. Sorry, Boykin. We kind of are going to need it for the journey, but...
Oh, it's okay. That was... pristine bread, though.
Oh, thanks. It was one of my...
Really
trying
got
to
me
learn
right.
to get a little bit better with it. I want to start branching into scones and other sort of baking things, but see how that goes.
I volunteer as tribute to taste test any and all your scones. Those sound delicious.
Keep that in mind. I have a feeling you'd eat it regardless, but I appreciate it.
I have a feeling you're right.
You have the lockbox?
Yes, I have that. I thought we're not
Good.
supposed to call it out.
For safety. Safekeeping.
You guys watch the family all crowd around Arsinoe before eventually, one by one, they start stepping out. Kanbei is already outside. He says,
Hi, just gotta be real quiet. And then once we're far out of the city, we can probably start talking again. Just
shh. And he says it very, almost like, kind of playfully to the little ones, who all sort of start looking at it like it's a game. And they start moving. As the group starts moving towards the sewers. I assume you guys are at least accompanying them to the point where they get in the sewers, correct? Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to stick to the rooftops and keep eyes from above.
Okay. Hattori is also joining you in that regard, basically waiting for watching them enter the sewers so that he can then start making his way towards the wall. As you guys are moving through, you guys do hear, quietly, but you hear some movement in a nearby alleyway. And as you are approaching, I'll say just because of passive perceptions and everybody keeping on high alert, you can see a familiar hooded figure with a golden hand, sort of tucked away in her pocket, but you can spot Queen Odessa. She is more ready for travel. She's got a large pack at her side. You can spot a scimitar sheathed at her side. And you spot some somewhat decent-looking armor underneath her cloak. She says, "All right, I assume this is the party I'm going to be traveling with?"
Yes.
Lovely. Hello, I am Ode. It's wonderful to meet you all. And Galebra and you see Galebra and Eloise greet her, and Arwell glances at Arsinoe. Very quick, quiet introductions are made before the group once again starts moving forward. I'm going to need stealth checks from everybody here.
Do we have a pass without a trace anywhere? Is that not this group?
That's
for
not this group.
character.
F.
No,
Yeah,
I think it
but
was.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
me, Chan.
Hattori would think
Yeah,
of it.
I thought it was Hattori last time.
It was Hattori. I forgot it was Hattori. If he's up on the rooftops, then probably.
You know what? If you glare
I'm
at him long
I'm not-
enough, he'll probably be like,
I'm not
Just
fishing for
staring
it. I
daggers.
legitimately couldn't remember who cast it when we came in.
Actually, I like the idea that you guys are like waiting, like in the alleyway, and you see the sewer cap, and I like that
Yeah.
like Chio's probably like
They're
Sorry.
not as quiet as us.
damn it. And he quickly climbs down. Sorry. Hi, Hattori. Nice to meet you all. Anyway, he focuses for a moment, places his hand on the ground, and there's that little that sort of brief breeze that catches some of the dust and the leaves and stuff on the ground. Add 10 to everybody's stealth, and we'll be doing the same for our NPCs.
I'm probably too high up for that to count, right?
I think it's within 30 feet.
Yeah.
All right. Chio, what did you get?
26, natural 20.
Boykin?
14.
Renalphus?
19.
Is Coco going with you?
No.
Or Sinaway?
17.
Flit?
Awful.
You said 25? Malice?
28.
Now going to roll to see how perceptive the trolls are. After Pass Without a Trace is activated, Hattori and the group, they move as one towards the sewer entrance. I'll say, Chio, since you're sticking to the rooftops for this moment, you can spot, you can hear them before you can see them, but you do hear the sounds of movement, some slight conversation between, you can gather, some of the undead horde, maybe a street down. From your vantage point, you can see that they're basically just around the corner, maybe 150 feet off from where the sewer cap is. Hattori has opened it and started beckoning people inside. Kanbei goes first, followed by some of the family. What do you guys do?
Does it look like looking at how quickly they're going and knowing how far away the undead patrol is, does it seem like they'll get in time, or will they intersect?
It looks like they could possibly intersect. They're moving quickly to get into the sewers, but it's going to be very, very, very close.
And is it, sorry, Are we at the time of day where that curfew is technically in effect? We aren't supposed to be out.
Yes, the sun is down at this point, and the curfew is in effect.
Why the fuck not? I am going to like bust out the wings and very pointedly, like essentially like fly and like swoop in front of them. the
Okay.
undead horde.
Okay. Make me an intimidation check. I'll say use your dexterity modifier instead of your, I think it's base is strength or charisma.
Charisma usually, but
Okay.
you know,
I'll
Dex
say
is
use
way
your
better
dex,
on
given that
first
you're just
aid.
using your flight to do the thing.
Can I ask, like, on the map, like, where are we in terms of this map?
You guys, so we'll say that this building is the Magpie. You guys passed through this street, and the sewer cap is right here. And coming around the corner over here is where the patrol is.
So are we, those of us not on rooftops, are we aware of this at all?
Make a perception check. Anybody that's on the ground level. Also, the only reason I kind of gave it to Chio is because she is from a
she's
higher
up.
vantage point and passive perception, all that shit.
22.
Okay.
16.
18.
Okay.
Said perception.
Yes.
22 as well.
Okay. And Flit.
Oh, I'm not perceptive, but I rolled a 5. So I'm very not perceptive.
You're very
Awesome.
focused on the family getting into the
Valid.
sewer.
Valid. The rest of you do key in to the sounds down the street, and I'll say that those who got above a 20 can clearly see Chio taking off to draw attention.
Mine was a 14 for my roll.
Kucho, how long are these streets?
I mean, I sort of like to think a little bit shorter than a city block.
Okay.
I don't know. You know, the
I'm-
size it would be in a city.
I have a 45-foot movement speed.
Mm-hmm.
How long would it take me to circle the block the other way around? Like to go back the way we came, to come around the block, like towards the patrol. Like, so we're here.
Yes, the patrol is right over here. I think it said it was like 150 feet or so.
I want to go back down the block this way and cut this way.
If you were dashing,
And
so
I'm
it's
gonna.
90. Let's see. I'm gonna say
Such a creeper.
5 rounds, so
I
about
can't even
30
see his
seconds.
old face. Okay.
I see the blue eye.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
As everybody else is making it into the sewer, I'm gonna turn to Arsinoe and say, just stay here, make sure they get inside. And
Yep.
I am going, not even stealthing, I am booking it as fast as I can.
Okay.
With one bonus action during that time, I am going to shift.
Okay.
And with another bonus action, at some point, I am going to, right? I'm pretty sure it's a bonus action. We don't do enough combat here. I am going to.
It's almost like you guys have particularly tiptoed around combat encounters in the last couple sessions.
Which is shocking, considering this
despite
group.
my best efforts. I am going
Or blood
to
maledict is a section.
blood maledict. I am going to, as I'm shifting, I am going to bite into my palm on my one hand, draw some blood, and I am going to smear blood down the string of my longbow.
Nice.
And I am going to
Nice.
right of the storm.
Okay.
So my bow will be doing extra lightning damage.
Awesome.
And I take a
Max.
thing. Where are my D8?
How much was that?
Full. Of course it's
Oh,
full damage.
called it.
Of course it is. It always is.
It's always full damage.
Okay.
So I take 8 points of damage as I just claw my paw apart.
Okay. So, here's the order of events right now. Chio takes off and basically does a side swipe right in front of the patrol to try to draw their attention. At the same time, while they're reacting, Renolphus is running around to ambush them from behind. Is anybody else doing anything?
Is there a way to get up in front, so in between the grate on the side Renolphus is not coming from? Because he's going kind of back and around and up.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to get on the other side so that if he comes from that way, they can't just go beeline it toward us, basically?
So you mean to sort of stay in this spot right
Somewhere in that space, yeah.
here? Okay.
Because the grate is then in that intersection, basically, right?
Yes, it is pretty much centrally in this little intersection.
Okay.
So yeah, you basically want to move kind of like halfway down here.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even have to be halfway.
Okay.
How wide is this?
Like 20
Are the
feet.
streets in this area?
Yeah, like 20 feet. 20 feet wide.
Mm.
Are you
I
going
don't
to
know.
try and sort of stealthily position yourself in case they start moving, or are you basically sword and shield out, ready to go in case?
Oh, I mean, sword's gonna be out anyway, but I think I'll get up to the corner,
Okay.
and this will be once I probably hear what happens post Chio swoop.
Okay.
That'll determine if I come out or wait and keep an eye on the other roads.
Okay. Sounds good. Boykin, Flit, and Arsinoe. Anything from you guys? I know Arsinoe, Renolphus did say to make sure that everybody gets into the sewer.
I'm kind of help it. I'll perform like the help action basically, and just
Okay.
keep helping them,
Just keep
like
getting
hand
them
the
down.
kids down, just
Sure.
kind of keep getting them moving,
Okay.
so they're not distracted or anything.
Sure.
I would probably be standing guard with the people going into the sewer.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Pee pee poo poo up.
I'll follow Malice.
Every
And so you said they're on this street here, right?
So this is where the sewer grate is. They are just coming around over here.
Here. Okay. And Renolphus is here.
Yes.
I'm
no.
making my way over
Make 'em my way.
here.
Okay. And how long is it from end to end of the street?
I'm gonna say it's close to. Let's see. If this is 150, it's a little bit longer. I'm gonna say close to 200. So you're probably Renolphus. The longbow range is ridiculous, but it's like 120,
It's forever.
200.
300,
Forever.
I think.
How many of
It's
them are there?
forever. Glancing in that direction,
Yeah, actually, can we see them?
you can't see them just yet. But
That's
you
right,
can
yeah.
hear the sounds of conversation and the noise coming from down the street. So you don't quite know from your vantage point how many there are.
Cujo, it's 150 or 600.
Okay. So if you wanted to make your attacks without disadvantage, you would have to move up a little bit, about 50 feet, which not a problem for you, Mr. I'm going to sprint everywhere. So I'll say
And
you
how
can get
tall-
into position for when this goes down. That's perfectly.
And how tall are like the buildings on either side of the street?
I'm gonna say that right along this street here, it looks like it was once a like a nobleman's estate. So there are some iron iron fencing that goes up to about, I'll say like 15 feet high. The building itself over here is about, I'll say 45, 50 feet high. This one looks like it was, or is, a tavern, another tavern of some kind. So this one's multi-story. I'm going to say about 45, 50 feet as well. This one does not have the fencing around it.
Is the fencing something that's like wide enough to stand on?
Given your size, you can stand on one of the bottom, like, rungs, comfortably without issue.
Like on top of it, though?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to Misty Step on top of the little fence.
Okay.
Which is... Okay. That's a,
Climbing fences is for chumps.
yeah. I don't think that triggered my wild magic. Let me check.
Oh, I hope it triggers it.
It
You
You're up
just
to what,
did it.
It
what,
did
like-
not. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
it didn't trigger it. But then if I can get a 30-foot cube around all of those fuckers, I want to cast Hypnotic Pattern on them.
Okay. All right. So, here's what happens. Chio takes off. And
I would wait till Chio's out of range of the Hypnotic Pattern.
sure.
A
takes
distraction.
off,
Distract the
basically
distractor.
kicks up some of the dust directly in front of that patrol. And they all turn and spot her as she continues to fly away. They're not shaken necessarily, but they do ready themselves to chase after you. Same time, Renalphus comes around the corner. You get into position to ready your bow. Arsinoe, you continue helping the family. Malice gets into position along with Flit, who gets ready to cast the spell. Boykin stands next to the sewer cap, ready for combat. Hattori is going to stay with the family, if only because for this moment he's going to stay at the sewer cap because Pass Without a Trace, I think, is active as long as they're within 30 feet. So he is helping them through. Kanbei is already below. Odessa is just climbing in. And we will see how this resolves
Don't say
next week. So
You
that is-
Yankee.
Next week.
Maybe not next week.
Well, maybe not next
in
week, the
2
week
weeks.
after. But we will see how this intense little ambush resolves. Well, I got 40 minutes or so.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
say
not even
this.
9 o'clock, bro.
Not even 9 o'clock. I'll say this. Before Renalphus starts firing, let's resolve Court's Hypnotic Pattern. What is your spell save DC?
17. Wisdom.
I wish I were kidding. That was 2 7s and 2 6s. Chio, as you fly directly past, you glance back and see just this explosion of color just sort of envelop the area right over those undead. And every single one of them stand and drool as they see the fireworks display above them and don't move. Every single one of them are under the effects of Hypnotic Pattern.
Yeah.
Renalphus, I'll say that from your position, given that you had your longbow drawn, you had your right activated, you see the Hypnotic Pattern take effect, and you watch as all 4 of these creatures stop moving.
I'm not gonna fire on them. If I fire on them, they'll get an extra save, and that's exactly what I don't want.
Okay. I will say that Hattori and Boykin and Arsinoe finish getting everybody into the sewers, Vittori looks at the patrol and then looks to Arsinoe.
Oh, we got this.
Okay. And he immediately takes off and starts hopping up buildings to head towards the wall. What do you guys do?
Question.
Answer.
Looking at this patrol,
Yes.
and once Flit casts, I can kind of peek out from around the corner.
Mhm.
At that point, do any of them have green glow?
You notice one of them does have glow. Every undead you've come across has had some element
Yeah.
of that aura, but there is one that seems to be glowing a little bit brighter.
Okay.
I agree, Spencer.
Yes, I know. Okay. So, as we thought previously, there's one in this particular group that seems to be under some kind of direct control.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Did he lick himself?
No, he was wet. What happened to you?
I peed.
I hope not.
No.
All right. So you have 4 undead who are currently standing and drooling. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna close the sewer.
Yeah.
Flip is just holding concentration, right? Like
Yeah.
she is concentrating as hard as she possibly can on the spell.
Okay. How long does that last?
Minute.
Minute. Okay.
I'm standing guard right now.
am going to move within 60. I'm going to move within 70 feet
Okay.
of them, and I am going to just have an action prepared to full attack anybody who moves.
We have
Of
the
those
telepathic
4.
bond up, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, we have telepathic bound up.
Bouncing off of what Dustin just said, Flit will telepathically speak to everybody that is willing to let her in, Chio. She just says, I can hold it for a minute. If you attack them, it will end. As long as Arsinoe's family gets away, we could probably ambush them.
Cujo, can I see which direction they're all facing? Like, as they're, like, incapacitated, are they just watching this entire family disappear into the sewers?
The way that I envisioned it, so Chio essentially started up on this building, flew down directly in front of them, and is positioned kind of over here. So they are looking straight ahead, ish. They're not even looking in this direction towards the
Okay.
sewer cap. So as far as they're concerned, as far as you know, they didn't even know that anything was happening with the sewer cap. They just saw something fly directly in front of them and thinking whatever the fuck that was.
Well, now they're watching a light show to
Yeah.
the tune of
Yeah.
Enter Sandman.
But it's Flit
Wait,
singing
is it Enter Sandman or is it Sandstorm?
It changes.
It changes every so often. It's
It just
different.
all, but it's
Yeah.
all sand themed. I see.
Yeah. Next time it's Sandstorm.
night.
Hey, they're off to Never Neverland right now.
Do we even need
Next
to
week,
attack
this song
them?
is gonna change, and the tune will be Mr. Sandman.
Yes.
Bring me a dream. That would be a great song for Hypnotic.
Yeah,
Pillow.
it
Are
really
you
would.
kidding?
Yeah.
It would.
Or sleep.
Yeah. Or sleep.
I mean, we can just leave them.
Yes.
I say we
just
Get the hell out.
leave them.
Yep.
Use this time to get out.
Where are we going?
Uh,
Are we going to the temple?
let's go temple.
Okay.
Temple Run.
You
Yeah.
guys
Temple Run.
quickly make your way through the streets and head back towards that border between the slums and the merchant quarter. Go ahead and make me some new stealth checks as you guys are sort of hurriedly moving through the city.
We don't have Pass Without a Trace anymore since he went to cause a distraction, right?
Yes.
Gone.
Yes.
What'd you roll, Sam?
The same thing I rolled last time. I rolled a 7.
That's cool. That's cool because I rolled a 3, so.
Good. Okay.
Yep.
You said we don't have any bonus this time?
I'm
no
passing
pass
with. I'm
without trace,
passing
so
with.
just your
I'm
regular
leaving a
stuff.
trace. Yep.
I also rolled a 7, so an 8.
Oh my god.
We're leaving a really loud trace.
She's concentrating on the spell, okay?
Oh no.
Chio, what'd
The
you get?
loudest of trace.
23.
Of course. You're not even with us. You're like up on a roof and just vanished.
I know where you guys are, don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're purposely staying the fuck
Ronaldus is
away
a
from us.
17.
Okay. As you guys quickly move through the city, you pass over a more busy road, finding that you need to in order to get to where you're going. As you do, you can hear down the street, "I think I heard something." And as you're about halfway through, appearing into view, Arsinoe, you recognize the individual. You see he quickly takes a dagger and marks himself a couple times and just says, "You found me in the middle of the street. You're helping me home." And he collapses into your arms. And the undead patrol circle around. "What's going on over here?"
He'd been attacked. I found him.
"By what?
I don't know.
Why is he out? Why are you all out? You should be home."
We're heading home.
Make me a deception check. For the rest of you, you guys see a human with amber eyes, sort of dirty blonde hair that cascades just beneath his ears, wearing some simple-ish looking robes. Nothing too fancy about this individual.
24.
With a 24.
Uju, I do not immediately attack them.
Okay.
I wait for their response first.
Okay. One of the undead approaches. "Get home before he begins his hunt. I would hate to see what happens if he catches you on the street." And they turn. So moving back down the street.
And now I attack them.
Dude, you had no idea. You had no idea if that had failed.
As soon as the undead are out of earshot. Okay, that was not bad. He takes his dagger and puts it back in his pocket. He holds up his hand to some of the wounds he gave himself, and you see a glow underneath. And the wounds patch themselves up. There's your 1.
You okay, Spider-Man?
Go do your thing. I'll make sure they don't follow you.
Don't get that on our account. She'll.
As you start moving, you take a glance back, and similar to before, you watch his image disappear. You make it to the temple with the carbuncle. You can see a little bit of what looks like lantern light kind of peeking out from one of the windows inside. Taking a moment to each enter, you spot Marius, who looks disheveled. There's a little bit of sweat, and some of it has stained his shirt. I just got here. Hi, everybody. I don't have the best news. Well, I did manage to get a solid enough layout, at least of the patrols outside of the castle. Until they found us.
What?
Julian was captured. I don't know, something set them off. I don't understand. We always sort of mix up our meeting spots, but something set them on edge and they were a little bit more thorough on their patrols. I managed to get away with this information, but I think he's in trouble.
Where is he?
Last I saw, they were taking him, I think, to the castle. The last piece of information that he gave was that there was a consistent amount of 8 to 10 mages on the walls immediately in front of the castle, facing the rest of the town. In addition, positioned with those mages, there were 2 to 3 archers, undead, that also functioned for range support. Excuse me.
Dan,
Um,
do you want to get a glass of water?
I would love some. Do you have any water on you?
I'll just pull out a
No,
water.
unfortunately.
Well, I just thought I would ask to be polite. I have no. I'll pull out a water skin and
Hoping someone else would have something.
just kind of look around and be like, "Do we have water?"
He
This poor
accepts-
kid. This poor little kid.
We have that evil alcohol.
No, we're not gonna feed that to him.
No.
Not feed him that.
She'll
Do it,
reach into
kid.
the bag, grab out, and be like, "Oh, nope, not that one."
No.
Here.
He'll accept the water skin and drain like half of it. Thank you. The inner security is mostly ghosts. There are some whites that wander the halls. And I believe he said that there were some armored knights, more advanced in their equipment and intelligence than some of the undead that are among the streets. He said that the organization of those creatures is random, almost intentionally so. That's the most I was able to gather, but he did make it seem as though there were dozens. From inside to the walls, it's very well fortified inside.
Well, we'll just have to avoid them.
I hope you can
Do you
do
know
so
where
safe.
do you know, or Sinaway, do you know where they take people? Do they hold them? Do they bring them somewhere?
Would I have any idea where they take? I would assume it's just kind of like if they take somebody, they disappear, and that's kind of it until we see them among the ranks.
Make
if
a
we're
history
lucky.
check.
$14.
With a 14, on the odd occasion, you would see some be imprisoned, and have heard that they are alive and well, but not having the best time inside the castle walls. But there are some other times where some have recognized some of their family members after they've been turned into an undead.
Yeah.
So it depends on the person and the situation.
There's no way to know where they would be keeping him, if they'd even bother to keep him at all. We just have to hope that he's valuable enough alive for at least another day.
Go for him after.
Or if we happen to run across him during. Yeah.
Marius says, there was one more thing. Sorry. The Kenku does take up position on top of the castle in one of the last remaining towers. There was
Who
one
does?
other. The Kenku. There was one other that he saw had recently shown up this morning. She was, in his words, terrifying. She had a large sword on her back. She had markings on her face, like a tribal paint of some kind.
Sam.
Fuck you.
I don't think that's Sam's character.
There was...
A giant sword.
I did notice that there was he mentioned that there was a tense conversation between the two of them. He had mentioned a tiefling. He made it seem like... he said that they used the term loose end. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's going to really mean anything, but I just figured I'd give you that last little piece. Maybe it could be useful.
What else can you tell us about the patrols inside? They're mostly whites and these other armored creatures.
And ghosts.
Great.
From what he said, the armored ones are sort of few and far in between, but they walk with authority.
How big are they?
He said about as big as, and he sort of gestures to sort of your party. I mean, as big as them, not as tall as you. But,
Yeah, I do one of these. Like this big? Or like this big? And I point at like Chio or Arsinoe.
He'll be like, about the size of Chio, as I understand it from what he was saying.
There goes my disguise idea.
And any word on the dragon? Do you have any idea what, if it still retains its breath weapon and what it might be?
That, unfortunately, he wasn't able to get a whole lot of information on. I will say, there's a bit of a question mark over that because he hasn't left.
The dragon?
Yeah.
Normally
there
would
was
have by
something-
now.
Exactly. Night has fallen. He should be out hunting, but he's
staying
staying in the
inside.
city for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've pulled in ranks.
Well,
It's not gonna matter now.
no.
I also did want to just include, and this is from Elgrin, since the Queen has left, she did request that he and the rest of our limited number are at your disposal. We've got a number of 25 decent fighters. There's one spellcaster, but she's not the nicest of ladies, but if you can convince her that it's something she'd be interested in, she might be able to join the fray a little bit more. That dog is distressed.
I don't know where he is.
I
He
love
is.
He's in his dining room bed, and I think somebody walked by being noisy.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
dear
he's
day.
letting
You
them know
can't.
it's his house.
You can't be doing that.
No.
Yeah.
You can't be walking past places.
Either that, or he was having a dream and scared himself awake.
Yeah. Sometimes he walks
Oh,
himself
yeah.
awake. Yeah.
Yeah, we've all been
me.
there.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Well, maybe we can convince her and everyone else. We don't need you all to enter. We would never ask that of you. But perhaps a spread distraction? And Arsinoe kind of looks to the rest of the group. Nothing dangerous, nothing head on.
Can we keep the eyes of the people on the walls out?
Yeah.
I mean, our intent is to go use other means to get.
We don't
where we need to go.
necessarily need their blades pointing elsewhere, but we do need their eyes pointed elsewhere.
Yeah.
If you want, I think she'd probably be in the slums near our camp. If you want, I can either try to set up a meeting, or if you want, you could just come with me. I leave that up to you.
We should just go with.
Yeah.
At this point,
We
I
don't
feel-
have time for scheduling meetings.
Okay. Well, let's do it quickly and quietly. Everybody's a little on edge tonight for some reason.
Kujo, before we leave, Arsenewe's gonna wait a second. And then, like, as everyone else has filed out, she's gonna go to the small stone altar, place her hand on the carbuncle statue, and cast Word of Recall.
Okay.
Also, I don't know if it matters. My spell definitely would have worn off by now, so I don't know
Yes.
if that caused any stir over by where they were.
As you were traveling, you didn't hear any additional noise or anything coming from where you were traveling from.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Cover that base.
All right. As you guys travel through, this part of the city is not as densely populated with patrols, but still, there is the occasional one that does pass, nearby that you manage to avoid. You make it back to the slums area, and Marius leads you to the hideout. And stepping inside, you recognize Elgrin, along with two people you have not met yet. One of which is a fire ganassi. She sort of sits with a half dress, half leather armor sort of setup. Her hair pretty consistently having this bright burning flame. Deep red skin, and she sort of glances up. Oh, good. More people. Great. Awesome. And you spot a second character. Rhodes, can you describe Intari for me, please?
Oh.
Bugger!
Gosh, it's been a long time. Intari is a reddish purple skinned tiefling. She keeps her hair relatively short, just at the shoulders. She carries a glaive. And generally looks like she probably resting bitch face is probably the best way to phrase it.
Okay. They both look up. The tiefling doesn't say anything at your approach, and Elgrin says, I trust that the queen managed to escape.
She's with the escort.
Okay. We are at your service at her order. Well, I should say, myself and the rest of my group are at your service. I can't really account for these two. And the Fire Ganassi says, I mean, this sounds cool and all, but there's a lot of what ifs, and I don't really feel comfortable with the what ifs. I'm just being 100% honest. And the tiefling says, it's been boring watching these monsters roam through. I've been itching for a fight for a while now, so whatever. What do you guys do?
We don't ask anyone to risk their lives. But If you're looking for a fight, we have a couple options for you.
The tiefling raises a brow.
I'd imagine a task you would probably find still boring would be causing a distraction in town. Spreading what resources you have, and she looks at Elgrin, mostly speaking to the tiefling, but kind of glancing at Elgrin, acknowledging that he's the leader. Spreading your resources and causing a general havoc, keeping the attention away from the castle as much as possible. Not quite as thrilling, I'm sure, for you.
Make a persuasion check.
Nine.
She thinks for a moment before she says, "Swear an oath that you will deliver as much pain to Octavian as you can before he is finally put in the ground. And then I'll think about it."
Is that the Shatter Kai?
Yep.
That was my other option for you. You could come with us. Do it yourself.
Mira says, "Ooh, that's kind of enticing. That'd be kind of fun. There's just a big fucking dragon in there. We get to kill that too. That sounds pretty awesome too."
I chime in, just everybody's doing it.
The tiefling just glares.
Again, we know this isn't... That's not true. This is everyone's fight. I'm not gonna bullshit that. What we do here is gonna affect everyone. Whether or not you contribute, whether it's for your own fun or otherwise, doesn't matter. It'll be dangerous as hell, and you will get hurt. Not gonna promise that you won't. But if you're in it to cause a little bit of chaos, I think your talents would be better suited with us. I assume.
The Ganassi says, "Well, that sounds fun. I'm Mira Fletcher. Nice to meet you guys. I like to burn a lot of things, so I would just recommend not standing directly in front of me when things get hairy." And
to burn things too.
oh, fun!
And hypnotize things. And chaosful things. Sometimes unicorns appear.
That sounds awesome. I'm totally in. If I wasn't already in before, I'm totally in now. I want to see a unicorn.
It's happened twice. It's kind of weird.
Is it the same unicorn?
Yeah.
You have a unicorn friend? You didn't lead with that?
I wouldn't call him a friend.
A friend is a bit strong. It's shown up
Sometimes when
twice,
magic
though.
explodes, and it has different effects. Like sometimes a whole lot of magic missiles appear. Sometimes unicorns appear. Sometimes I get all my sorcery points back.
I
It's
remember.
different every time.
You know, I think you and I are gonna get along just fine, because sometimes things go a little weird for me too.
Really?
Yeah, there was a time. You know what a wizard's lock is?
I've heard of those.
Yeah. I got locked in one, and clearly, as you can tell, and she gestures to her flaminess, it wasn't the best plan, because it locked everything back, so when it was opened, I may have burned down a barracks. But I became a potted plant for a hot second. That was definitely an experience.
Me too. That's how.
Yeah,
I
you'll
now
fit
is.
right in.
Yeah, this.
Yeah.
No, that's Intari. Intari.
That's Intari.
One time, I turned blue, and it took 2 days before anybody could turn me back.
I've never had that happen before. I did lose all of my hair. That wasn't cool at all. My head's
You
all
have the
shaky.
fire. That looks really cool.
Thanks. You know, I like to flex it every so often.
You should definitely come with us.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Intari
I'm
says,
Flip.
"Oh, Mira," and she shakes her hand. Intari says, "Okay."
Promise your first shot at the Shatterkai?
Sold. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session.
Yeah, clerics.
Next session, things are going to be a little crazy as we may have a little guest joining us. But we'll have to figure out the logistics of that with overlay stuff in the next session, which is going to be 2 weeks from tonight, just as a reminder. In the meantime, feel free to follow our socials. Pooja plays games on everything here. Nerd House Tabletop everywhere here. So definitely key in. We love you. We appreciate you. Be nice to each other. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yay!
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.